Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me to deliver a small video on the world of negotiation. My name is Keld Jensen. I'm the author of the most recent book, Negotiation Essentials, that you can get basically everywhere right now, published on McGraw-Hill. My world is negotiation. I live and breathe negotiation, and my focus is commercial negotiation with a special angle into trust. And I want to share with you really four fundamental things that are essential to be successful in negotiation. And this is facts that are based on research and is based on the study of 35,000 negotiations globally. What we have found that those negotiators and negotiations and organizations that are more successful in collaborating and getting deals done have four things in common. And one thing is they have created a negotiation strategy. I could ask you immediately right now if your organization have a negotiation strategy, and my bet is your answer is probably going to be no. Don't feel bad about that. Most organizations globally don't have one, but will have one very soon, I can promise you that. So what you need to identify is, are we interested in engaging in negotiation in a positional way or collaborative way? And within the collaborative way, I'm talking about two different ways you can choose. You can choose a partnership approach or a smartnership approach. I'm getting back to that in a minute. The second step you need to fulfill is what we call trust currency. The bad news is that trust has declined to the lowest level ever recorded. And that is a problem because if you look at it this way, if you have a low level of trust in any kind of business transaction, your transaction cost will go up and your profit is going down. On the other hand, if you have a high level of trust, your transaction cost will go down and your profit will increase. So trust is not only a fluffy, nice word that is good to have, it's actually a monetized value. So I have changed the name of trust in negotiation into trust currency. So putting the two words trust and currency together because it's a monetized value. So back to what I was saying, those organizations and individuals that are more successful are able to create trust. The third item on our list is the concept of rules of the game. Sorry. Rules of the games means that, I know this sounds weird, but you need to negotiate on how to negotiate prior to beginning your negotiation. And the reason for that is that you and I may perceive negotiation very differently. You may perceive negotiation like playing chess. I may perceive negotiation like playing tennis. This is going to be a very interesting game, isn't it? You're sitting in the conference room with the chessboard and moving the pieces around, and I'm walking into the room, swinging my racket around in the air because I'm ready to play tennis. That is how differently sometimes we see negotiation and how we believe what negotiation is. So, before we do anything else, we have to establish the rules of the game. How are we going to negotiate? How should we conduct it? Should we be open and transparent? Are we working in a very collaborative environment or more a positional environment? All of that is described more in my book, Negotiation Essentials. And the fourth of the four essentials is the concept of negoeconomics. That stands for negotiation economics. That is an award-winning mathematical method I created that proves that there's an unused monetized value of up to 42% in most commercial negotiation. Listen carefully what it said. 42%. So that means that you and your counterpart might sign the contract, be very satisfied, shake hands, leave the conference room without knowing that there's an additional 42% lying on the table, unrealized, uncapitalized, and unutilized. And where is that coming from? Obviously, it's not magic. It's coming from the asymmetric value, the difference between your cost and my value, or my cost and your value. And that exists in every single commercial negotiation. Think about negotiation this way. There's only one reason we have commercial negotiation. That is to create and distribute value. I repeat, to create and distribute value. So we have to change our mindset what negotiation is all about. I claim that we haven't really changed the way we view negotiations since 1776. And why 1776? Well, in 1776, Adam Smith, the Scottish philosopher, wrote the book The Wealth of Nations. And what he says in that book is that we have to do what is good for ourselves, so pure egocentric behavior. What I'm claiming is that we have to do what is good for ourselves and the group at the same time, that's the only way we all can win. I would recommend you to forget a lot of the lectures and authors and experts out there that are talking smoke and mirrors, that are focused on how do you read the counterpart, whether they're lying or telling the truth, and how do we plan to manipulate the counterpart, and how do we take control of the negotiation. All of that is just smoke and mirrors. That is fun. It sounds great, but that's not the reason that you are in negotiation. You are in a negotiation to become more successful tomorrow than you were yesterday. But the key point here is you should not do that at the expense of the counterpart. So you have an interest in helping your counterpart become more successful as well. And that is possible with the concept of smartnership and negoeconomics. Thank you so much for letting me share a little bit of my knowledge and experience here. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.